It looks like we could be getting William Friedkin's The French Connection on 4K in 2025. Criterion announces their new March slate, including some Michael Mann and Gojira on 4K. Umbrella Entertainment announces their new April slate, including a popular 2000s vampire movie on 4K. It looks like we're getting all the 4K and Blu-ray editions of Venom the Last Dance very soon from Sony. The long-awaited 4K release of David Fincher's Panic Room has been announced by Sony. And get ready to Narfle the Garthok in UHD as Kino Lorber announces Coneheads for 4K coming soon. All this and more in the next Physical Media Report. Stay tuned. Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel, your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. I am Ken. Today, guys, we are here for the Physical Media Report, episode 243. That's right, guys, your weekly dose of physical media goodness where we talk about everything new and exciting in the world of 4K and Blu-ray. And we've actually got quite a bit to discuss today. I was actually during the week, I was trying to make notes and stuff. I'm like, damn, there's going to be a lot of stuff to talk about on Monday. And we're getting to the end of the year, and this is where it kind of slows down a little bit, I feel like, for physical media announcements. So it is kind of a pleasant surprise to have some stuff to talk about this close to Christmas and the end of 2024. But before we get into it, guys, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We talk about all things physical media on this channel, Blu-rays, 4Ks, owning the movies that you love, all that stuff there behind me every single day. So if you like that kind of stuff, that kind of content, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button. Also hit the like button, and then comment down below, guys, of everything that we cover here today on the Physical Media Report. What are you most excited about? What are you most amped up for? And what gets those juices flowing the most? Let me know in that comment section below. Okay, let's start off with a rumor, and this is a big one, guys. I believe this was shared by Dawn of the Disc on Instagram. I could be wrong, but I believe it was shared by him on Instagram. But apparently, The French Connection is being prepped for a 4K theatrical screening in 2025. So this is a movie that came out, I believe, in 1971. So it's not going to be any kind of anniversary for this film, but it's apparently being prepped for a 4K theatrical screening, which would indicate that we could be getting a 4K physical release at some point next year. Now, I think that since it's not an anniversary, that we'll likely see it in 2026. They'll do the theatrical screening next year, and then we'll see the actual physical release in 2026. But who will be putting this out? Because this is a 20th Century Fox movie, which is now owned by Disney. And I'm not so convinced that we're going to be getting just a regular slip or steelbook version of The French Connection under the Disney Fox Sony banner in 2025 or 2026. I'm thinking that they could maybe license this one out to Criterion. I think Criterion would probably be the best fit, but also Kino Lorber, I think, could do The French Connection as well. But yeah, where do you guys think that this movie will end up? And the other big thing, guys, is I think that this is, or it was, streaming on the Criterion channel, and that's where the whole controversy kind of broke out. I think it was last year about how they censored a particular scene and moment and some of the language that Gene Hackman uses in the film, and they censored it on the Criterion channel. So it's on the Criterion channel, which, again, I think it's probably a pretty safe bet that Criterion will put the film out. But will it be the edited version? So if you got The French Connection on Blu-ray or DVD, might be a good idea to hang on to those formats, because if they do put this out on physical, will it be the edited version they did last year? And does that version still exist? I haven't done a lot of follow-up on that story, because they got a lot of backlash. They got a lot of backlash for that. I don't know if they went back and they fixed it or whatever. But guys, look, some movies, you have to accept that the time period they were made in, that was just the mindset of the culture. You can't go back and change that. You can't change history in film or actual history. You can't go back. We don't have time machines yet. You can't go back and change what was said, what was done. You just have to accept it, and you have to move on. That's the same with actual life, and that's the same with film. We can't change this stuff. It's important to keep it in there because it reminds people of that mindset. And it's man, that was awful. We don't ever need to go back there. So I think it's very important we keep our films unaltered, even if it's a film that I don't necessarily love the content or the subject matter. I just talked about the film Happiness a few weeks ago. I would never censor that movie. I want it to remain the same. Like, that's what it is. I would never say it doesn't deserve to exist. All films deserve to exist. They're pieces of art. They deserve to be put out and remained unaltered throughout their entire run as a movie. And of course, we've seen movies be altered. George Lucas, of course, Star Wars and everything. But I'm not for that. And again, like, hopefully if they put this out, they put out the regular, like, unedited version of it on 4K. Whoever puts it out, Disney, Criterion, Kino Lorber, maybe a nice Arrow video box set, who knows. But yeah, The French Connection, that's a big William Freakin film. I know a lot of people want this on 4K, so it's definitely one to get excited for sure. Now let's talk about Panic Room. Panic Room is coming to 4K from Sony on February the 18th. This is going to include Dolby Vision, HDR, and Dolby Atmos as well. So this is a big one, guys. This is a big one that people have been waiting for. So I think Sony announced this like back in 2021. It was supposed to come out in, I think, the summer of 2022. I remember talking about this on the Physical Media Report. And I actually went back and looked. It was like episode 94 or something on the Physical Media Report that I talked about Panic Room. But it is finally coming. It's official. We got the Steelbook cover art image, which looks good. I'll be honest, like, I don't it's kind of strange. Like, was this a poster for the movie back in the day? Because Sony is kind of known for just taking the theatrical poster and slapping it on a Steelbook. And I mean, there's the theatrical poster for Panic Room is not necessarily like the most interesting. But yeah, let me know. Like, was this the original poster? Is the image that they've been using like on the DVD and stuff over the years? Like, is that just like new imagery for the movie? Like, I don't get why they would change this up for this movie. But yeah, Panic Room, this is a long-awaited upgrade from DVD. People have been wanting this one to come to 4K. And I mean, David Fincher, like, this seems to be the year of David Fincher in 4K coming up. We've got Seven coming to 4K. We've got Panic Room. We're going to be talking about another one of his movies that's getting a 4K Steelbook release as well. But there's rumors of Fight Club, which is also 20th Century Studios. So hopefully we get that in 2024. So yeah, Panic Room finally coming to 4K in 2025. Did I say 2024? In 2025, we are getting Panic Room on February the 18th. And again, Dolby Vision, HDR, Dolby Atmos, all the bells and whistles, hopefully a healthy amount of special features as well. Now, it also should be noted, there's no standalone 4K, which I am never like too happy about when that happens, because I am all for the options, guys. We need the options. Don't force us to buy a $35 to $40 Steelbook only. Like, let us have the option to get maybe a $25 to $30 standard slipcover version. So, and again, you run the risk, like, Steelbooks, they just feel like sometimes they go out of print. You can't get them sometimes. It's like, I don't know. Like, we need our options. We need to be able to know that this stuff's going to be available for at least the foreseeable future. Like, don't let Panic Room like go out of stock in like a month and then nobody can get it. Like, I don't know, guys. But how do you feel about that? Panic Room only getting a Steelbook release. Hopefully it gets that standard 4K version at some point down the line. But again, that's coming out on February the 18th. Let's talk about Venom 3. I know you guys are super excited to talk about Venom: The Last Dance. This is coming out from Sony on January the 21st. We've got a 4K that is currently up for pre-order for $37.49. We have got a Blu-ray that is currently up for pre-order for $31.99. We have got a 4K Steelbook, guys, which originally was $65, is now down to $48.49. What a deal, right? And then we've got a let's see, we've got this 3-film 4K box set right here with like a little Venom figure, which looks pretty cool. It's got all 3 of the Venom movies. It looks like they're on Blu-ray and they're on 4K, and you got that nice little Venom figure right there. That's $95.34 though to get all those, which is pretty damn expensive if you want all the Venom films on 4K. And then we got a 3-film Blu-ray collection as well. It's going to be $51.99. So look, if you're a fan of the Venom films, you know, maybe you're excited for this. I saw the first one in the theaters. I actually saw the second one in the theaters as well. I did not like the second one at all. I thought the first one was a good amount of fun. Like, I enjoyed that one, and I haven't felt compelled to watch the third one yet. Will I get this on 4K? I don't know. I really honestly don't think I will at this point, but I know how I am with like completing franchises and stuff. Like, it's possible that I do pick this up and check it out. But let me know if you're excited for Venom: The Last Dance. All the additions, all the options. Sony gives us no options in Panic Room. They give us tons of options with Venom: The Last Dance. And speaking of Sony, we have also got the pre-order up for Kraven the Hunter, the 4K Steelbook. They're looking to make some money back because this movie, I think, is going to bomb pretty hard this weekend. It's getting atrocious reviews, which, doesn't mean anything. The critics don't always know everything. But this 4K Steelbook is currently available to pre-order from Sony for $49.99. So it's actually cheaper than the Venom. No, it's not cheaper. The Venom Steelbook is cheaper. But as far as like the pre-order that went up, it's not starting at $65. So hopefully the $49.99 may go down to $35.99 or $34.99, something like that. So if you want Kraven the Hunter this night, it's a beautiful Steelbook. Looks really nice. You can pre-order that now and then just hope that the price goes down. Okay, guys, look, this next one we're getting ready to talk about. I will certainly enjoy this film. We will enjoy it on 4K, and that is Coneheads is coming to 4K, guys. This is coming out from Kino Lorber, and this was actually announced, I think, right after I got done filming the Physical Media Report last week, which usually happens. Kino Lorber announces a lot of stuff on the weekends, but Coneheads is coming to 4K, and it's coming soon, So, yeah, Kino Lorber is proving themselves, and this is one of their announcements, like without actually being an announcement with a date and actual like cover art and stuff like that. They do this kind of stuff. They've already done it with Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, all kinds of movies coming to 4K. But Coneheads, like Kino Lorber seems to be like really diving into this like 90s comedy era. And I'm all for it. Like if they want to be the 90s comedy label, like, and they've done some 80s stuff as well, but if they want to be the 90s comedy label and put out these movies on 4K, I'm all for it. I'll get every single one of them because I love this stuff. I just watched In and Out. I almost said Inside Out. In and Out on 4K, and that's a great 90s comedy. Enjoyed watching that, and it looked great. Like it looks stunning on 4K. So they want to take these titles, put them out on 4K, make them look great. I'm all for it. Like it doesn't need like the soup. I would love like some super deluxe packaging for some of these movies, especially like Ace Ventura or The Mask or even Billy Madison. But I'm fine just putting these movies out on 4K and just having the definitive version of these movies out on physical media. I think they deserve it. There's a lot of dramas that get 4Ks. There's a lot of science fiction, a lot of horror, certainly, that gets 4Ks. Why does comedy not deserve the same treatment? So I like Kino Lorber, this direction that they're going in, putting out these more like classic, like 80s, 90s comedies that otherwise people are going to forget about these. I won't because I grew up in this era and I love these comedies. But some people are going to forget about them. Coneheads deserves to live on through space and time. Like this is one of the greatest comedies ever made. Dan Aykroyd, you got freaking Chris Farley in this movie. It's a great film. I love Coneheads so much. So I'm happy to see that again. And that movie, like that just got a Blu-ray. I think Paramount I reviewed it, I think, on the channel because I was so excited about it. It got a Blu-ray for the first time back in 2022. It had never had a Blu-ray yet. It was only on DVD. So now it got that Blu-ray treatment by Paramount. Paramount handed it off to Kino Lorber. They said, take the ball and run with it. Put out Coneheads on 4K, and we will all enjoy it. You will. Now for the Godflack. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that scene, that sequence at the end on 4K. I think it's going to look outstanding. Maybe the creature effects won't age as well, but it'll look outstanding. Anyway, Coneheads coming to 4K at some point. We don't have the official date or anything like that. Kino Lorber also put out that we're going to be getting Spike Lee's Inside Man on 4K as well. And this is another coming soon announcement. So no official like date or anything like that. But I actually haven't seen this movie, but I've heard some incredible things about it. It's got a great cast. Denzel Washington, Clive Owen, Jodie Foster. Came out in 2006. I was seeing a lot of movies in the theaters back in 2006. I don't know how I missed this one, but I did. But definitely going to get that and check it out and, add to the Spike Lee collection. We've also got Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead. This is an Andy Garcia film. And this is also coming to 4K from Kino Lorber, another coming soon announcement. This is a movie I haven't seen, but sure. Yeah, all the cool Andy Garcia movies coming to Blu-ray, coming to 4K. We need it. So let me know if you like this one. and you've seen it in the comment section below. We've also got Graveyard Shift. Now, this actually has some cover art. This is Stephen King's Graveyard Shift. And I don't know if this is an anthology film. I've actually never seen Graveyard Shift, but this is coming to 4K from Kino Lorber on February the 25th. This is a new 4K restoration from the original camera negative with Dolby Vision and HDR10. There's a new commentary, and there's all the past Scream Factory interviews as well, because this was a Scream Factory release back in the day. So this thing looks to be stacked, and yeah, this is one I'll definitely check out and add to the Stephen King collection for sure. All right, we've got The General's Daughter with John Travolta. So I think this one was announced already, but we have a release date for it. The General's Daughter is coming to 4K, film with John Travolta from Kino Lorber on March the 18th. So yeah, no official like artwork or anything for this, but I imagine we'll get it at some point very soon. Same with Daylight. We've already talked about Daylight. I'm super excited for Daylight coming to 4K. This to me is like one of the most underrated disaster films. Also one of the most underrated Sylvester Stallone movies. This is coming from Kino Lorber on 4K on March the 11th. So guys, we're getting Dante's Peak. We're getting Daylight. I couldn't be more excited for these movies coming to 4K, guys. A lot of you all out there are like, my Blu-ray's fine. It's okay. I don't need this. And I think Daylight, I've got a Daylight and Dante's Peak double pack Blu-ray. So they've always been kind of lumped in together, I feel like. And that's fine. If you don't need the 4K, you don't need the 4K. But I need the 4K for Daylight. I think this movie is going to look outstanding on 4K. So I cannot wait for Daylight to come to 4K. All right, we've also got The Shining getting a 4K steelbook from Walmart. This is an exclusive a Walmart exclusive steelbook. This is coming out from Warner Brothers on February the 4th of 2025. So this to me, guys, is a little bit of redemption, because I did not get the Shining steelbook back in the day. I got the regular 4K slipcover because I liked the look of that slipcover, The Shining with Jack Torrance's silhouette. I thought that was a great slipcover that Warner Brothers did for that 4K. I didn't get the steelbook, but I've always wanted a nice steelbook for The Shining. And yes, this one uses the same like Warner Icons artwork that they used to have like Walmart slipcovers for back in the day. It's the same style of artwork with the axe and the red. So I wish it was something different, but to be honest, like I might end up getting this just because I want The Shining with a nice steelbook. But maybe I won't. Maybe I'll resist because, again, I already have The Shining on 4K. But cool if they're putting this one out. I just don't know why we don't have more options for The Shining. That's just one of the greatest horror films of all time. We should have all The Shining options. But The Shining getting that 4K steelbook treatment, Walmart exclusive in February 4th of 2025. We've also got Twin Peaks. This is the TV series that I think came out a few years ago, maybe 2017 or something like that. This is getting a Blu-ray release, and it's coming out from Paramount on February the 11th. We've also got The Last Witch Hunter, the Vin Diesel supernatural horror film. I don't know exactly what this is, but it is getting the 4K steelbook treatment on January the 28th. So we can look at this better image right here of it, the fuller image that shows the disc art and the front and the back. Beautiful artwork. Like, it really is beautiful artwork. But this is also not the first time that this is coming to 4K. I think Lionsgate did this one on 4K, like maybe back in 2016 or 2017. Like, it was a very early 4K for Lionsgate. But yeah, The Last Witch Hunter, I never checked this movie out. It honestly like never appealed to me. I don't know if I'll get this steelbook or not. Maybe I will and watch it for the first time and check it out. It is a gorgeous steelbook. Like, it really is. But let me know if you're interested in this one, if The Last Witch Hunter is actually a good movie worth checking out. Now let's go ahead and get into the Umbrella announcements. This is the April announcements for Umbrella. Like, Umbrella always works way ahead of everybody else. It feels like everybody else just announced like their February announcements, and Umbrella's already on April. But we have some exciting stuff coming from Umbrella in April, including Daybreakers getting a 4K release. So this has Ethan Hawke and Willem Dafoe. I've actually never seen this movie, but I remember when it came out, and it felt like a big deal when it came out as well. The premise always seems super cool. I don't know, like maybe I've seen this. I'm questioning myself now because I feel like I remember like specific scenes from this movie. But I will be excited to get this and check it out again on 4K from Umbrella. And it's got some great artwork, like on the actual like case itself, the hard box, like that artwork is freaking awesome. But yeah, let me know if you're excited for Daybreakers coming to 4K from Umbrella. We've also got Control getting a Blu-ray box set release. Don't know too much about that film. And we've got Black Death also getting a Blu-ray box set release. Another one I'm not super familiar with. Looks like a old like medieval like plague movie of some kind. And we've also got You Should Have Been Here Yesterday. So yeah, that's also getting a Blu-ray box set release. And then we've got Graft getting a Blu-ray slipcover release, which looks like a newer kind of horror thriller movie that actually looks like Bella Thorne's head in the refrigerator right there, but I don't think it's her in the movie. But yeah, let me know if you're excited for the Umbrella announcements. There was another one. I think The Thicket was another one in that set, but it should be noted because I didn't note it. But Daybreakers is going to have Dolby Vision. It's going to have HDR, and it's going to have Dolby Atmos, and it's going to have tons of new features in it as well. And there's going to be new features on Control and Black Death. So there you have it, guys. That is the Umbrella announcements. Let's get into this A24 edition of Heretic. This is a 4K exclusive to the site, and it's going to be a Blu-ray as well. So Walmart is now selling these in stores. I did a video on this a couple of weeks ago now, or maybe it was just last week I did it. I can't remember, guys. I might have filmed it a couple of weeks ago. But I went into Walmart, and they actually have those A24 editions, and I'm showing off right here in Walmart. But apparently, they're only selling the Blu-ray editions because I got Marshall, the shell with shoes on at Walmart, and that was the Blu-ray edition. But the 4K is available on the site. And I think that's going to be the same deal here. This might show up in Walmart, just the Blu-ray edition, but the 4K is going to be a site exclusive. So definitely keep that in mind, guys, if you're in Walmart, because they don't make it like super clear, like what it is on the actual like case of these editions. So, but in the case of the Heretic, this is getting a Blu-ray and a 4K edition. Also, when you get on the A24 website, be sure that you're like toggling back and forth between the 4K and the Blu-ray. I've made that mistake before because they don't make it like super clear what you're actually getting. And in some cases, at least back in the day, the price was the same. So like you didn't even know like based on the price, like what you were getting back in the day. So just be very careful when you're getting these Umbrella or these A24 editions, which one you're actually getting. But the Heretic right now, it's available to pre-order. And the 4K, like I said, is exclusive to the site. It'll probably be coming out like in January or February. You'll actually get the shipping notifications and things like that. But it's a beautiful edition, for sure. Also, like it feels like we've been getting more of these A24 like site exclusives. Like it doesn't feel like they're putting out as much of their movies through Lionsgate anymore. It almost feels like there's a shift. They're still doing stuff through Lionsgate. They're definitely still doing stuff through Lionsgate, but it also feels like there's this kind of shift, for A24, like just moving to putting out their movies exclusively through their website. So I don't know, guys. I don't know if that's something we're going to see more in 2025, like all their movies, because if they do their movies on their website, you don't see them from Lionsgate. Like we don't have a Lionsgate Blu-ray of Love Lies Bleeding or Zone of Interest, or I Saw the TV Glow. Like I've gotten all those this year from the A24 website. So if you want some of these A24 movies on physical media, you got to get them from the actual like A24 website, or Walmart and Barnes and Noble are now selling them in stores, and you could probably get them on the website as well. But again, the 4Ks in some cases are exclusive to their website. So there you have it, guys. If you're a fan of Heretic, if you saw it in theaters, I heard some really good things about this movie. So I'm actually kind of excited to check it out when I get this edition from A24. All right, we've also got The Social Network is getting a 4K Steelbook release from Sony. Now, The Social Network had a 4K in the Columbia Classics box set Volume 2. So this has got a 4K before, but that set is long out of print and long sold out. So this is another opportunity for people to get The Social Network on 4K. And this is coming out from Sony on February the 18th. It's going to have Dolby Vision. It's going to have HDR, but it is the same 4K as the Columbia Classics edition. I don't think there's any differences here. You don't have like new special features, anything like that. Some really cool like artwork on it. I like the artwork on the back, just kind of leaning into that whole like Facebook picture thing. I think that's pretty cool. I don't know if I'll get this or not because, again, I already have it in the collection. And also with Sony, I just don't love this continuing trend of just giving us the Steelbook and no, like, 4K like slipcover or standard version for people, because the steelbook's probably going to be like $35, and they could tone it down a bit and put out a slipcover for $25 to $30. So I don't know if anybody feels the same way. Some people just tell me to quit bitching when I bring that stuff up, but it's like I gotta commentate my thoughts on some of this stuff, guys. Otherwise, what's the point of me doing these things? Anyway, that's just how I feel, guys. Put out a standard, put out a steelbook, give people options for these physical releases. We've also got A Real Pain, which is a movie starring Jesse Eisenberg and Kieran Culkin. So this is a big episode for Jesse Eisenberg right here. I've actually heard good things about this movie, and I love the show Succession, and Kieran Culkin is great in it. I haven't seen him in too much other stuff though, besides that show. So I'll definitely be down to check this one out. This is just getting a Blu-ray release from Searchlight Pictures and Fox and Disney, and this is coming out on February the 4th. We've also got limited edition 4K steelbook of the War of what is this movie called? Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim, 4K steelbook. There's a pre-order available on Groove right now. I'm sure we'll get, because this is coming out from Warner Bros., I'm sure we'll get the regular Blu-ray and also the regular 4K. They're just putting up. Usually what happens, guys, is these steelbooks go up on Groove before we hear any of the other announcements, because this just came out in theaters over the weekend. So I don't know what people are saying about that movie, if they like it, if Lord of the Rings fans are liking it or not. But you know, I just had no interest in seeing the movie. Maybe we'll rent it when it comes out. Maybe I'll get this steelbook or the regular 4K when they put it out. But as of right now, like, I love Lord of the Rings, like the original trilogy, but I'm not a big fan of the Hobbit movies. I'm not a big fan of all the other stuff that they do for that franchise, other than the original 3 movies. So maybe I'll check it out at some point, but I really have no like real interest as of right now. Now let's go ahead and get into the Criterion March announcements, guys. So we have the Criterion March announcements, and there's actually some really good stuff coming out this month. I think there's a lot of stuff I'm quite interested in. We've got Godzilla versus Biollante. I hope that's how you pronounce it. But apparently, like, I was thinking this was maybe in the Godzilla box set from Criterion. People are saying this is not in the Godzilla box set from Criterion. And this is from 1989, so this is a later Godzilla film. And yeah, I don't know too much about the Godzilla lore or franchise. Like I said, I've seen the first one, I've seen the 98 one, and I've seen all the newer ones, but I haven't seen some of those older, like, classic Godzilla films. So this is actually pretty exciting for me to get more Godzilla on 4K in the collection. And this is coming out on March the 18th. Now, it should be noted there is no HDR or Dolby Vision with this release. So I don't know if this is the thing with Japan, and they don't want to put the Dolby Vision HDR on their Godzilla movies, because the 1954 version was the exact same. So I don't know exactly what the deal is there, but there is no Dolby Vision HDR with this release. There is a new commentary here. And there's a few like new archival features or past archival features as well that's included here. But let me know if you're excited for more Godzilla on 4K. Great artwork on this cover, though. Great artwork. And look, guys, I'm a simple guy. I'm hoping this is another Digipack edition that has some pop-up action in it. I just hope that it is. We've also got Night Moves. Speaking of Gene Hackman, we talked about him earlier. He is getting a 4K release in the form of Night Moves on March the 25th. This is going to have Dolby Vision. It's going to have HDR and a new audio commentary as well. There's also going to be a Blu-ray edition available. We've got A Woman of Paris. This is a movie from 1923, just getting a Blu-ray release. It's not a 4K. This is coming out on March the 18th. This is, however, a new 4K digital restoration, but it's just on a Blu-ray disc. So I'm sure it's going to look as good as it possibly can for a film for 1923. We've also got Choose Me coming out. This is a movie from 1984. This is getting a 4K release on March the 25th. This has Dolby Vision, HDR, and new features as well. So let me know if you're excited for that one, because I have not heard, honestly, like, I haven't heard of Choose Me before. And we've also got Thief. This is Michael Mann's Thief. We actually talked about this last week when Michael Mann was interviewed, talking about his films coming to physical media. Did he even know that Thief was coming to 4K? I don't know, because it didn't sound like it when he did that interview. But Thief is coming to 4K March the 11th, Dolby Vision, HDR. This is one that people are definitely hyped up and excited about for sure. And we've also got The Wages of Fear coming to 4K on March the 4th. This has new interviews, but no Dolby Vision and no HDR. So Criterion, guys, they continue to, provide some controversy for the physical media community in the form of these releases that don't have Dolby Vision HDR. Some people are like, you know what, Criterion, they're purists. If they don't think it needs it, if they think it's going to enhance it in a way that takes away from its original like run and release, they're not going to apply it, which I totally get. But at the same time, like some of these older movies, like with that Dolby Vision HDR, like they just really pop and look great to me. So I can't help but be like a little bit disappointed, especially if it's a black and white film. Like those look so incredible with the Dolby Vision, the HDR. So yeah, let me know about what you think of the Criterion announcements. I think it's some good stuff. You got a Godzilla movie, you got a Gene Hackman film, you got a movie from the 20s, a movie from the 80s. You got Thief, classic, thriller. You also got The Wages of Fear. So I think it's a pretty good month for the Criterion Collection, in my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's go ahead and get into the deals, guys. We still got the Kino Lorber sale going on right now until today. Actually, it actually ends today, December the 16th. So get your final order for Kino Lorber in today if you're interested. We've also got a Synapse Films flash sale that just started over the weekend. You can save 50% off on the Synapse Blu-rays, DVDs, and 4Ks, and you can get free shipping on orders over $75. And this is going on until December the 23rd, so just 2 days before Christmas. Now, let me bring up groove.com real quick, guys, and go through them because they've always got deals going. We've still got deals on 4K collections. We got Blu-ray deals 2 for $16. I think we covered that last week. You still got the 3 for $35 deal going on. You got a limited time Blu-ray deals. Let me see what this is right here. So yeah, these are like you got Mr. Robots, you got The Wire for $50. James Bond collection, like that's a 24 film collection set for $54.99 currently. Like if you don't care about 4K, the fact that we could be getting them on 4K, like that's a great price point to own all the Bond films on Blu-ray. I think most of them are in that set. You got the Matrix 4 film set. Supernatural is $104.99, which is pretty good because I think there's like 85 seasons of that show. Doom Patrol, the complete series, $54.99. Wednesday season 1, $19.99. So this looks like it's a bunch of collections. You got one of the Warner Brothers like 25 film collections for $69.99. Westworld, the complete series, which might be a good idea if you're ever interested in watching Westworld, since HBO Max took that, or HBO and Max took that off the streaming service completely. That is 4 seasons on Blu-ray. So like if you don't own that show, like again, it might be a good idea, because if that goes out of print, like it's done. Like there's no other way to watch that show other than physical media currently right now. And then you got more of the box sets for $70. So some good selection here on some of the box sets on groove.com. Let's go back and see if there's anything else. You got 3 DVDs for $21. And like I said, you got this 4K UHD deal, which we went through last week, 3 for $35. So lots of good deals going on Groove. Let's go ahead and jump into Blu-ray.com and check out some of their deals they got going on right now. It looks like, I don't know if this is the 4K. Yeah, that's the 4K right now, guys, on Amazon for $27.99, which I'm kind of like upset by that. I'm going to be honest, because I just paid like $35 to order this thing, and now it's $27.99 on Amazon. What the hell? So yeah, and I didn't order it from Amazon. I actually got it off the Criterion website because they were offering a $10 coupon, and I used that to get it. But yeah, you got Deadpool and Wolverine is $49.99. You can get the steelbook of that right now, which, is better than 65 to 70. I'll say that. Willow is down to $46.16 if you want to jump on that. You still got the Daniel Craig Bond movies on 4K for $34.49. And we've also got Galaxy Quest for $20.29, which I think is a great price point for everything you get with that release. Demolition Man is still $33.99. Back to the Future movies, it looks like they're still $24.99 to get all those on 4K. Death Becomes Her is down to $25.99, which just goes to show you guys, just wait, because I paid $33 to get Death Becomes Her, and I still haven't watched my 4K of it. Looks like you got both of the Deadpool and Wolverine steelbooks, $45.22. Last of Us on 4K is $19.99. That Godzilla and Kong box set with all 5 of the movies is $69.99. Guardians of the Galaxy on 4K is $20.40. Equalizer 3 is $15.99. Harry Potter on Blu-ray $32.49. So yeah, some good deals on here, guys. I'll try to link as much as I can down below in the description. So let's go ahead and jump into what is new this week, guys. And this is, I would say this is the last like big week for physical media in 2024. Like, because Christmas, like, they're taking off. Like Christmas Eve, there's nothing on the slate to come out. And then the week after, I think, is New Year's Eve. And there's not much coming out New Year's Eve either. There's a few things from Kino Lorber and stuff, but like there's not a ton coming out on New Year's Eve. So let's go ahead and dive into this. What I think is the last big week for physical media in 2024. We have The Searchers getting a 4K release from Warner Archive. This is their first 4K that they're putting out. This is going to be $29.99. And there's also a Blu-ray version that's going to be available for $24.49. We've also got The Faculty coming out on 4K from Screen Factory for $39.98. I actually just reviewed this yesterday on the channel. The price may go down like right before release date, but guys, I caution you to pre-order this from Amazon right now. Like, wait until release date is done, then pre-order. Make sure that price is in place, because we cannot count on Amazon anymore to lower the price point right before release date. Oftentimes, what I've been seeing recently is they lower it right after release date. So the people that pre-ordered get charged the full amount. They've kind of wised up to that thing, I think. People pre-ordering and then counting on the price to go down. That doesn't always happen. It still hasn't happened. It's still $39.98 as I'm filming this video. So I wouldn't count on it. Like, wait after, see if the price lowers, because it's actually cheaper on the Screen Factor website right now, which like almost never happens. I think it's $36 on there. But again, you're going to pay shipping and all that kind of stuff. But at least you'll get a free poster, right? We've also got Joker Folly Adieu, which I should have a review for this coming out this week. I actually watched it last night. This is getting released from Warner Brothers on 4K for $29.95. Also a Blu-ray with a different color and lacking a slipcover, it looks like, for $24.95. Also a 4K Steelbook is coming out as well. And I think it's available on, probably available on Walmart.com, but it's also on Amazon. It's also on Groove. And that 4K Steelbook is $36.95. But it does look like a pretty awesome looking Steelbook. And the Steelbook actually looks to include the 4K and the Blu-ray, whereas the regular 4K version only includes the 4K. We've also got a pretty sweet looking 4K edition of Immaculate coming to 4K from Decal Releasing for $29.07. We've got Terrifier. Speaking of clowns, guys, this is a big week for clowns. We got Joker, we got Art the Clown, but Terrifier 3 is coming to physical media this week from Cineverse. It's getting a 4K for $27.96, a 4K Steelbook it is getting for $29.96. Also a Blu-ray with different artwork is coming out for $22.96, and a limited edition box set, which I think right now it's sold out. I don't think it's available, but it was going for $159.99. So hopefully, like, if it comes back in stock, it's a lot cheaper than that. We've also got Seinfeld coming to 4K this week, which is pretty cool. Always cool to have more TV in 4K, in particular like these 90s sitcoms. I'm loving the era of 90s sitcoms coming to 4K. But the interesting thing about Seinfeld is not only is it the first time coming to 4K, it's also the first time coming to Blu-ray as well for Seinfeld, which is really just kind of wild. But this is coming out from Warner Brothers on 4K for $219.99, and also Blu-ray for $132.99. We've also got Transformers 1, which I will be having a video on this week, reviewing it, but also talking about another topic involving Transformers 1, which we can also dive into a little bit here. But Transformers 1 is getting a 4K standard edition. It's also getting a 4K Steelbook edition as well, and no Blu-ray option. No Blu-ray option for Transformers 1 in the States. I think overseas there's a UK Blu-ray of it. So I want to dive into that and just talk about the the disappearing of Blu-rays recently, where I think that studios are really just focusing on 4K and DVD, and they're kind of forgetting about the Blu-ray. So I want to talk about that a little bit more this week, and we're going to dive into that with Transformers 1. We've also got Far and Away coming out this week. Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman coming out from Shout Factory for $32.99. I think I remember this having like a brand new documentary in it as well in the making of the movie. So that's definitely really cool with Ron Howard and everybody included. And we also got The Holdovers, which is a movie that was nominated for Best Picture last year. This is coming to 4K from Shout Studios. And a lot of people consider this a Christmas movie, so you may want to add this to your Christmas collection. Coming out from Shout Factory for $32.99. We've also got Kickboxer, which was delayed all the way from the beginning of December. This is coming out from Lionsgate for $34.99. We've also got Stir of Echoes, which was delayed, I think, from last week. This is coming out 4K Steelbook from Lionsgate for $34.99. So I don't know like what the deal is with these Lionsgate Steelbooks. This is the new like model of Lionsgate Steelbook. I don't know if they just can't get like the lenticular cover right or whatever's going on with it. But these have both been delayed till this week, so we'll see if they get delayed again. We've also got the Talk of the Town. From what I hear, this is the Talk of the Town for 4K releases this week. This is coming out on 4K from Sony for $30.99. I think this is an older film from the 30s or 40s, so it's probably a black and white in 4K. Hopefully it has Dolby Vision HDR. We've also got Below coming out this week from Kino Lorber. This is $29.71 right now to get. We've got Conclave coming out this week on Blu-ray from Universal for $30.99. But one important thing to note with Conclave is there is actually a 4K that is also available to pre-order, but that comes out in February. So there is a 4K coming, which is a classic Universal move. Put out the Blu-ray, then put out the 4K. But I will give Universal credit here because they're putting out the Blu-ray and they also announced the 4K is coming. So you know the 4K is coming if you're paying attention. But I did want to kind of bring that up here just to let you guys know. Blu-ray is coming out this week. 4K is on the horizon to come out in February for Conclave. And we've also got Demolition Man coming out on 4K this week. This was also delayed, coming out from Arrow Video for $33.99 for the 4K, and also a Blu-ray edition for $31.86. Incredible looking box set, incredible release, in my opinion. I reviewed this a week and a half ago on the channel. But there you have it, guys. That is it. That is the Physical Media Report, episode 243. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you feel more informed in the world of physical media. Please, if you can, drop this video a like, subscribe to the channel, comment down below your thoughts, turn on bell notifications for all future videos, and follow me on all my social media accounts. Those links are down below in the description, as well as all the links for everything that I covered in today's videos. We got the deals, we got the new releases this week. We've also got the new pre-orders and announcements. I will link as much as I can down below in the description, and we'll see you next time.